can you spread them out?
Sure.
But spread them out with these colors like that. You just see what, let me see what you.
One color.
Okay, so look at that. Okay, can I just see your colors? Okay, you see your colors? Wow, okay. Wonderful. Okay, perfect. Oh, perfect. You got at least 3. Good. Wow. Okay. Now, wow, you have a lot of these. You didn't see anything here? That's okay. Perfect. Perfect. Well, we've got 2. That's good enough. Wow, very good. You got the peak. You got it. Wow, my gosh. Very good. Very, Grace, very good. Yeah. Excellent. Okay. In a moment, I'm going to ask you just to pick out all those, that one that really represents who you are. Okay? 现在呢，你要挑，你看这是8个颜色的，你要挑一个，挑一个而已。For now, that's the most 比较像。然后呢 ，from the pink and the gray 也挑一个。
彩色的挑一张，然后那个紫灰色的也挑一张。
So you'll have 2。最像的，但是还是要
紫灰色的挑一张，然后彩色的也挑一张。
不是。
粉灰吧，应该是。
粉跟灰有，粉跟灰。
这个也挑一个。
粉
这个也挑一个。
还有那个
2张。
最多2张。灰色跟这个紫色里，this one right? Great.
That's no, it's purple. That's no, 一个。
应该有几个对吗？
呀，一个灰的。Oh, that's good. 对，一个灰的，一个彩色的，或者一个粉红色的，和一个彩色的。
必须得是这边的。
She still has one.
这边的，
That's good.
然后这个对。
That's actually 紫色的，不是这个 pink. Yeah, 哪一个 pink 是一个灰的？
这个跟这个是一套。
So between these two, I
Yeah.
just one.
I keep them both for now. Just quickly. Everybody done with that? We'll come back to that in a moment. This has to do with emotional intelligence, which is the question. Keep these cards for now. What is emotional intelligence?
我们把这些放一边，先搁在一边。我要先探讨一下什么叫做情商。
What's emotional intelligence? What does that mean? I heard that you have a high EQ.
Which more? I think it's the sensitivity that you have about your own emotion, but also to the other's emotion. This is the first level about the awareness.
Yeah.
The second level would be, I think it's management. Manage your own emotion. Also, maybe try to manage others' emotion. Guide them.
Did you hear that? I'm going to translate that.
I should have attended this class before.
I want to go to her class. Very good. It's about understanding your own emotions, being self-aware. Understanding others' emotions, being aware of others. Managing these emotions. Anything else? That covers it very
了解自己的那个情绪，了解他人情绪，然后怎么处理这个情绪。还有
Anything else?
还有吗？
I sort of understand the two words separate, emotion and intelligence.
So what is emotion? What is intelligence?
Yeah.
What is emotion? What is intelligence? We'll
come to that.
We'll come to that. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Because emotion intelligence is not about the ability to be emotional. It's a good question. So when we talk about emotions, we're talking about certain feelings. But we'll go into how people came up with that word. It's a great question. I'm going to share with you the history of emotional intelligence. Right? And there's another component which we'll get to. But you ask the question, what is EI? The evolution of EI. The idea of emotion, the term, now the idea of the importance of emotions goes back to Plato. Emotions are important. It was 500 BC. But now we're talking about emotional intelligence. Started in 1983. Howard Gardner wrote a book on multiple intelligence, intra-personal intelligence.
就83年的时候，Howard Gardner 是一位哈佛大学的教授， 他的那个心理学教授，他那边就是说，我们的智商不只是简单的一个智力的一个智商。你要说一个人多聪明嘛，他其实是多变化，大概有7到8种。那里面就包含就是有人与人之间的一个智商，还有就是你是不是能够了解自己自我的一个智商。
And then in 85, Ruben Baron, he's the first person that came up with this word, EQ, emotional intelligence. He actually has a commercial model called the EQI, and still haven't answered your question yet, but that's kind of the evolution. EQ didn't exist. Everybody thinks it was Daniel Goleman. Actually, it was this guy, 10 years before Goleman. Okay? And then, of course, Myers Salovey, I call emotional intelligence. Now, to answer your question, it's the ability. It's an ability to manage one's own emotions or feelings or how they interrelate with other people. That was his, it's similar to cognitive ability, thinking, IQ, but now this is the ability to manage emotions. Daniel Goleman, all heard of Daniel Goleman?
Yes.
Which I'll get down. In 1995, he came up, he wrote that famous article in the Harvard Business Review. And he says, you know what, it's actually traits. It's about traits.
一些特征、特质、特征。
So really emotional traits, personality traits, and the ability, both combined.
对，一个是你怎么去处理自己的一些情绪，另外一方面是不同的人有不同情绪的特征，这是2个方面的一个混合。
Actually, though, even today, you have all these EQ models and different professors. Some say it has nothing to do with emotions. It's all about personality.
It's all about intelligence，论情绪。
So the intelligence means the ability aspect, the understanding, the awareness. But are we talking about emotion? Are we talking about personality and the emotions that can come out of different personalities? In fact, most of the scientific literature says it's really about personality. It's a collection of personality traits. These are the traits, but then we have the ability to handle stressful situations. So when we have certain personality traits, under certain conditions, under stress, certain emotions can be triggered. That's how we deal with stress, and that's really why the focus is on personality. But we kind of take that and we add emotional qualities to that too, so we then get a well-blended model, which is basically our agility in managing our personality traits and those under stress. So today, this is not exactly personalities, although it's based on the Big 5 personality model, but these are, this is more what we would call emotional qualities. There's 16 qualities, which we'll get into.
基本上那个什么，你的那个情商很多时候都是有一些性格的一些依据，因为不同性格的人针对不同的一些压力，可能会有不同的一些反应，或者情绪方法，有时候会做出不同的一些模式。
And here's the model, getting back to what Kaylee said before the model. Our definition of emotional intelligence is our ability, so it's an ability, to understand emotions in ourselves and others, and to process and adapt our emotions to guide effective thinking.
That's what she said.
Yeah. That's exactly what you said. And meaningful behavior. And so the model, we call that the four agilities. So Kaylee's right, and it's very similar to Goleman. But the polarities are different, I'll explain. Being self-aware, being emotionally agile, to be self-aware, Kaylee's what you said, being aware of others, managing the emotions. But all that is not enough, we have to take meaningful action.
Yeah.
And that's the fourth thing. Taking meaningful, 什么叫 meaningful? 有意义的. What's that mean to be 有意义的? What does
叫
that
有
mean?
意义的行动。
Yes. 但什么叫有意义的行动? These are actions that are meaningful, that are in line with our core values, with our Kushijataplat. Because when our values and our behavior is out of sync, that can create chaos, not just for you, can create chaos in the organization. In fact, the description would be this: being self-aware, conscious of our natural preferences, behaviors and reactions under pressure.
就我们说情商，不是说你有怎么样的情绪，还是你有怎么样的感觉。很多时候是你在面对压力的时候，你会有怎么样的反应。对，所以这里面的一个情况，你要说处理自己的一个情绪嘛，怎么样一个情况呢？就是说你面对压力的时候，你是不是能够理解自己的一些情绪的一些变化？
And so to be aware of our emotional qualities and our emotional reactors. Our emotional qualities and our emotional reactors, which we'll discuss.
你是怎么样的人？当遇到什么样的压力的时候，你就有怎么样的反应？
And to notice our own feelings. Self-talk. Self-talk is what we say to ourselves in our head. Those are our thoughts, our beliefs that we have. Welcome, welcome. Ethan, help him, welcome.
Yeah.
Get him a name card and have him help select some cards over here.
Thank you. Sorry.
No problem, thank you. Be aware of others also, paying attention to other people's emotions, and then tuning up and tuning down, tuning up and tuning down. All that is we may adapt our emotions. Lucy was asking me, good, if you are expressive and you're talking to someone who's introverted, what do? Are you expressive in your way? No, you tune down. You tune down to talk to someone who's more introverted. That's tune up, tune down. And then managing emotions, which is the third one, that's the third agility, is managing our emotions, that's also our responses. Behavioral responses, but we adapt that to the situation, to the context. That's the difference. And then fourth, of course, taking meaningful action, directing our behavior towards our goals, our personal goals, our operational goals, and our values. If this were a whole day workshop, we'd dig deep into what your values are. We're not going to do that today.
然后这边 context 这边我们就是说你那个什么你把你的这个情绪按照不同的一些情景、不同的一些语境来做一些调整。所以就抛一个提问给大家：大家觉得人如果发火，是不是就发脾气了？就发火了，是不是就等于情商低？Okay, why not？ 为什么呢？ Why not?
Some people can use their anger to achieve their purpose, achieve their goals. So that's use it properly.
There is no right or wrong. There can be. There can be. But just because you lose your anger doesn't necessarily...
Not lose your temper.
Yeah, there's a difference. Losing your temper or losing your cool. And it's really about managing our emotions. Imagine that we're in an airplane, you're a pilot, and you're flying your plane, and now you're going through a bunch of clouds, dark clouds, rainy clouds. It's a matter of being agile, being dexterous, to kind of go in and out. And it's up to you how you want to respond. If you choose to be angry, if you're in control, then you're in control. Aristotle, the all-known Aristotle, the great philosopher, he said anybody can be angry. But to be angry at the right time, with the right person, for the right reason, requires...
Right degree.
At the right degree requires skill. And that's what this is all about.
Question.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Yes,
Let's talk about, say, being in a leadership role.
yes.
Should a leadership, successful leadership, should it be emotional or non-emotional?
Okay, we're not talking about emotional.
Right.
We're talking about being aware of our personalities. So to answer your question, yes, an effective leader, for sure, is aware of his own emotions. He's aware of his personality traits. He's aware of other people's personality traits and trigger spots.
And to a certain extent, he can use emotions to
Yes.
motivate,
Influence.
inspire,
And you can-
influence.
The thing is, you use different emotions with different kinds of people. Because each of us are different. But it's not emotional. Although being emotional, being expressive with one's emotions is a trait, but that's not really emotional intelligence, but it happens to be a trait. Yeah, it's a great question. Does that answer your question? So, it's not that there's an article written, should bosses have an IEQ? Some people assume, oh, EQ means you're sensitive. I understand you, I can feel you, I know where you're coming from, right? Some people see that as EQ. That's not really EQ, that's a trait. People with that trait do tend to have a higher EQ, but can you overplay that? Can you overplay that strength? Yeah, or you can be too much of one thing. So too much of a good thing
pretty bad.
can be a bad thing.
也就是
I see where you're coming from, you're absolutely right.
敏感细致。
Which is what we're going to do. That's why I asked you to select the cards. Did you get cards yet? Well, I'm sorry, Champ.
Yeah.
No, did you get the cards? Ethan, can you explain to him the process, please? Thanks. Sorry. And by the way, while Cham is doing that, that's okay, Cham, you're going to select some cards. I'm guessing that you are expressing emotions, is the guess. We have 3 personas. So right now, what persona do we have?
我有3种自我。
You know, right now, this is our behaviors. I'm standing in front of you. 现在我争取。
Not the ego, the ego, super ego.
No. I'll show you. Cute. That's 3 personas. Which one is stress? Which one is overextended?
哪个是压力中的我？
最右边的。
最右边的，下面那个，这个压力中的我，下面有多的。
Okay, this is your underlying persona. This is your underlying persona.
这本我，人是人的这个本我。
This is when you're most comfortable and you're not even aware of yourself. This is just your natural state. You're not at work. No one's watching you. Your family may know what that is. Your very close friends, they know who you are. But you're just relaxed. That's what we call that your private self. This is you at home. This is you relaxed. You may have dreams. You may be,
最放松、自然的
you may be expressive with your emotions. Not everybody will know this part about you because it's your underlying self. And the funny thing is, you may not know about this yourself either. This underlying, we forget sometimes our underlying self. We're so busy being our everyday self that we forget who we really are at times. Sometimes. But that's what it means to be self-aware. So today, hopefully you'll have a better understanding of your underlying self. This is your everyday self. 一本正经。
平时中的我。
Yeah. This you try. This is you make a conscious effort. You try to be this way. You're at work. You want people to see you this way. It's your public self. This is what you approve of. This is how you think people should see you behave.
你想对外的塑造的自我形象。
This is how we see ourselves at work. Right now, I'm talking to you. I'm putting on my everyday persona. If I was my underlying self, I'd be on the beach. And this is what you choose to do with your energy. When you are aware that others are around. So this is my everyday self. You see me, I'm going to interact a certain way. I'm reacting to you now. Then we have the overextended persona.
压力中的我。
This is when you're under pressure. This is what you call stress. This is your stress self. This is where you put your energy when you're stressed. It could be physically stressed, mentally stressed, spiritually stressed, emotionally stressed. This can happen for short periods of time. It can happen for long periods of time. That's called chronic stress.
Smart kid, actually.
Huh?
Smart kid.
Smart kid.
You guys all lost or something, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, the crying baby gets the milk, right? These are qualities that may not have seen previously. The other qualities that you have can help you with these qualities. We'll discuss today as well. Okay. So now, First agility is, let's become self-aware. Now, clearly, we're not going to go too deep into self-awareness. If I wanted to, we'd take an assessment and all that. But I asked all of you to have at least one of the colored cards. Now, to just eat it, 就是跟你的 the one that resonates the most.
对，你觉得你那个彩色的这个卡片，
不是这个颜色的，是这个彩色的，
彩色的，
8种颜色的彩虹的。
你选择了最像的。
Just what? I asked you just to pick one? Perfect. Red, can you show it to me? Just pick one. I can see Grace. Good, Grace, thank you. Perfect. Just one is the colored ones. Great. Just pick one. Interesting, you picked that one. Very good. Yeah, this is taking advantage of overextended. I'm impressed with your self-awareness. Seriously, most people don't do that. That's not necessarily, that's not bad, but it's overextended.
Mr. Spock.
That's good, I like that. Mr. Spock, is what he said. Okay, take your color, read at the bottom. Which one did you pick? Yep. Here she has makes gut feel decisions, so follow feelings. Come over here and stand behind whatever it says. It says make.
下面那行字写什么，就站在那行字的后面。如果是很多人都同意行字，就集一起了，这是没好。